growing up can be a little bit scary and weird.
We will begin to explore these changing bodies of yours. It's gonna be lit.
As always, make sure to share and subscribe to my channel. Gucci!
I think you're so cool. Maybe you just need to put yourself out there a little.
I'm gonna stop eating with you if you keep doing
You said I could say one thing.
I'm really nervous all the time. I try really hard not to feel that way.
But you just need to face your fears, let people know the real you.
Just grab my phone, how to charge it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I charge it too. But my phone,
Eighth Grade, the directorial debut from Bo Burnham. It premiered at Sundance. Talking about it today on What the Flick. Christy, Matt, Alonso. Tell us all about it.
Since I still feel internally like an awkward 13-year-old girl, I feel particularly suited to describe this movie to you, and it is completely lovely. This is one of those instances where like the hype from Sundance actually is real and lives up to the hype once it sees the light of day in the real world. Elsie Fisher plays a girl named Kayla. The whole film takes place during her last week of 8th grade as she's preparing to go into high school. She is sweet and shy and does not have a whole lot of friends, but she still makes these videos, these self-help YouTube videos that get like 2 or 3 views a piece, in which she is doling out life advice about being confident and trying new things and learning how to make new friends, and it's all advice she clearly needs for herself. This is a movie that would seem on paper to go through a lot of the rote kind of steps that coming of age movies do, but it does them all in such lovely, true, understated ways that I was just surprised over and over again at how deeply touching it is, while seeming effortlessly so. I was really, really moved by this film.
This is like Welcome to the Dollhouse without the bile.
Yeah, it's not a mean movie at all.
I mean, but it gave me that same level of teen tension that Welcome to the Dollhouse did. I was like, oh, good. Just kind of bringing back that stuff. This is, you see those memes online about what introverts are and how they behave and stuff. This is that. This is the movie version of that, because this girl is so closed down around other people and so like awkwardly inexpressive, but then she gets on YouTube and she's totally open and like is the person that she thinks of herself as. And to quote the Disney Alice in Wonderland, she gives herself very good advice, but she very seldom follows it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Elsie Fisher is amazing. Josh Hamilton as her father, one of the great sort of underrated character actors. Yeah, this movie feels genuine and it loves the characters, but it doesn't let them off the hook necessarily. I love this movie.
I was so impressed. I came out of this movie and was discussing with Robert Abley about how, we've seen 13 covers that's a girl at the same age, and there are movies about kids in grade school, and this one manages to be completely fresh, completely new. I was, and having had a kid who just graduated 8th grade.
Oh gosh.
Watching, some of the elements of like watching the parents and the adults trying to relate to these kids, these little moments like when the one teacher does this, and like he's so bad.
He's the principal, he's even dorkier.
Yeah, it was so fun, that, and then like the mom that invites her to the party and then is disappointed that the dad doesn't show up, right? And there's these elements where you see, it's not completely from the point of view of Elsie's character, although we should mention, you mentioned she's great in this. She's amazing in this.
Yeah.
Like there's kind of a groundedness to her and a vulnerability, and you get so invested in who she is. When she gets the invitation to the mall.
It's so sweet.
That's so rewarding, and you're so happy for her. And then there's the scene in the car.
Oh my God.
Don't
say anything about the car.
Right.
Incidentally, this movie is rated R, which is ridiculous.
It is.
If you are an adult and you have like children who are 13, 14, take them to this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll get a lot out of it. You'll get a lot out of it. You won't talk about it afterwards because you can't talk to a 14-year-old about anything. But don't let the R rating.
The way it uses
even
music
younger.
in this.
I would say even younger than 13, 14. I would say people who are like almost
11, 12.
on the cusp of that.
Okay,
yeah, I think this movie does a lot of good stuff, showing how the difference for people that are as old as we are. The way that social media and the connectedness has affected at least this girl Kayla's life is very interesting, right? And I think it's pretty
true.
and true. in that, and not just her, like the other girls she's trying to relate to are buried in their phones. And then, that relationship that starts with Jake Ryan, or not starts, but like when she ends up hanging out with the kid,
the kid from the pool party,
right.
Who's kind of
the actor's name is Jake Ryan.
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, it's a good.
They connect partly because of Instagram, and then there's a comment like, "Oh, nobody's on Facebook anymore," which is accurate.
Oh yeah, no, even the high school guys are like, "Oh, these kids are wired differently." You had Snapchat in 5th grade.
I was really, really impressed with this movie.
Well, the thing with the social media is that it expedites and it heightens all of those feelings of insecurity and inferiority, and those things happen when you're that age. I mean, you're in your own head, and you're constantly analyzing your place in the world and wanting the approval of popular people, and
then having to be performative on top of that.
Yeah, and so it reminded me a lot too of Ingrid Goes West.
Yes, I thought about that too.
In that it is so true about the social media depression that occurs. Like it's theoretically intended to be a unifying force and a way to show awesome stuff, but it's also about the fake personas that we all put out for ourselves. And so Kayla has concocted an entirely fake persona for herself that she aspires to be. So it's not like a nefarious thing. No. It's really kind of heartbreaking that that's what she uses it for. But the fact that, since the dawn of time, people at this age have, middle school sucks no matter who you are, no matter where you are in the country. This makes all of that anxiety and all of that fraught peril happen even faster and with more anxiety.
But it's not, I don't want to make it sound like this movie is just about her life on social media, because it's more than that. And it's a little bit more about, or there's elements of how she's used technology to, there's the video that she did, there's videos she does specifically for herself that we get to see or hear, right? Which I think are really fun. And you see her trying to navigate growing up. The other thing, I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, I want to call out the use of music in this is great.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a really great use of music, either what she's listening to at her headphones or when the handsome boy, like the cute boy walks by, and the way the music plays and it just captures her being overwhelmed by it. I loved this movie. I really hope people go see it.
Yeah.
I want to mention real quick, Bo Burnham, I remember seeing his original YouTube videos, his comedy piano videos when he was a teenager.
Oh, interesting.
And so, but he's since gone on to do stand up, and he's kind of in the Judd Apatow universe. He was in, I think This Is 40. So I would make the argument that Bo Burnham is maybe the first important artist to emerge from YouTube celebrity.
To do something of substance and worth, beyond
from us,
right? But I mean, it's not like a Miranda Sings kind of sketch, gimmicky, sticky thing. There's great truth to it. I want to mention also, you mentioned Josh Hamilton, who is the dad in this. So Elsie Fisher and Josh Hamilton have a really lovely, kind of believable, awkward father-daughter chemistry with each other. But at the end, he gives this monologue.
Oh my God.
That is on par with Michael Stuhlbarg at the end of Call Me By Your Name. It is so moving. It sneaks up on you as what every kid needs to hear. And if you are not crying, something's wrong with you, because it's really, really deeply touching. And but not trying too hard to be. Everything that is so wonderful about this is the fact that it comes in an understated package. This could have been wacky and over the top, and it would have been a different kind of comedy. But the fact that everything plays out in a really dry way makes it more powerful.
Right, and you see, and it's really honest about how, her father is confused by what she's talking about half the time. And he's just, and not
he's trying
confused,
so hard.
Not befuddled and incompetent, more just I'm just trying to do the best I can, and wants so to connect and is trying to find that balance between giving her her space and yet engaging with her. And half the time he's like, okay, yeah.
And he's not like a dorky dad.
Right.
He's not wacky John Hughes movie dad.
He's not nearly as dorky as she says that he is.
No. He's I related to the dad. Yeah. So yeah, it's really good. So I'm saying 9.5. This is one of the best movies of the year. Please go see it.
9. There is a bumper crop of really great movies out right now between this and Leave No Trace and Sorry to Bother You. There's some great stuff.
Yeah, 9.5. This is a damn near perfect movie.
Yeah, our number's at 9.3. It's at 98% on the tomato meter. I cannot imagine who the one person is in the world that gave it a negative review. You can go find them for yourselves. I believe it's New York and LA this weekend, and it's going out wider as time goes on. But please, please, please find it. It's
find
great.
this movie.
Thanks.